What's going on, Knicks Nation? Appreciate you guys tuning in for a pregame show on this Friday evening. Your New York Knicks are in LA. They stayed in LA after a tough loss last night against the Los Angeles Lakers. Knicks face off against the Clippers in about an hour. Decided to do a pregame on here. A lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Appreciate you guys tuning in. As you guys trickle in here, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, all that good stuff. Once again, appreciate every single one of you. Knicks, Clippers, they will be without their captain. Jalen Brunson is out. He will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. And the Knicks are saying that there will be an update in 2 weeks. They're not saying he will be out in 2 weeks. They're just saying there will be an update in 2 weeks. So you figure that he's going to be out a while, for I would say a month. And I posted a video about it. I'm hoping that he comes back final 10 games of the season, final 5 games of the season. But at that point, it's like, why push it, right? So all in all, you just hope the captain is healthy for the playoffs and good. You know how the Knicks are with injuries. Very vague. Don't give you too much. Don't really give you anything. So you're just hoping that one of these reporters can dig in and find some valuable information. And as time progresses, he can come back soon. Tough game last night, guys. Tough game last night. All right, let's talk, man. Let's talk. This is one of the weirdest seasons I can remember. Like, as a whole, like, it feels like we already know how this movie ends. So, which is why that's where the disappointment stems from. We already know how the movie ends. You know, you're watching a movie, you're like, I know how this ends. So I feel like we're already embracing for that. And I feel like that's why a lot of Knicks fans are down, including myself. And last night wasn't a great win at all. Great loss. It wasn't a great loss at all. And many ways we can go with this. Coach and loud and clear, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Nostalgic. Jalen out into the playoffs. What's going on, Nostalgic? Disrover. What's going on, Disrover? How are you? Chopped it up. Knicks pregame. Many ways we can go with this. Isaiah says, gotta be honest, man. If Bridges starts to play remarkably better with Brunson out, that would be a problem, man. Mikal Bridges has the heaviest jersey. He's wearing the heaviest jersey in the league. Putting on that Knicks uniform, it's a heavy jersey, man. It's a heavy jersey. It's a lot to handle. Right? Feels like it's too heavy for Mikal. Feels like it's just too heavy for Mikal. I haven't got my money's worth with Mikal. I haven't got my money's worth. We haven't gotten our money's worth. You ever like buy something and just let it sit around and start debating like, should I return that? Should I return that? I don't know. I'll just keep it. I don't want to return it. I feel like that's how I feel about Mikal. At times. Last night was one of those times. He's on a milk carton right now. Mikal Bridges is on a milk carton, in my opinion. Missing 6 shot attempts in 43 minutes? Laughable. If I did a post game last night, I stayed up the whole game, 1:30, and it was just, I couldn't sleep. I didn't go to sleep till about 2:30 last night, just thinking of stuff. And you had the game in your hands. Like, you had the game Like, we should have won that damn game. And Mikal's on a milk carton, missing in action. 6 shot attempts is uncalled for. Many different ways you can go. Coaching, Bridges. If you wanted to split it up 50-50, cool. But right now, Knicks, one of the heaviest jerseys in the league, and Mikal just seems like it's too heavy for Mikal Bridges right now. I'm not saying he's not built for New York. I'm not saying that. But his play on the court has me questioning that. It does. And coming into the season, I thought that Mikal was going to do wonders with this team. I thought he was the piece. We got Mikal. That's the final. That's one of the final pieces. I love the trade. Didn't care about the picks. But right now, you're not getting your money's worth at all. And what struck me is you remember the interview that he did with Alan Hahn, where he scored 19 points in the first quarter, and after the game, Knicks had a great game. They won. But he looked completely disheveled. Like he looked like he didn't want to be there. He looked like he was sulking. And I don't really want to see that, man. I don't want to see that. This is New York. You got to show heart. You got to show passion. You got to embrace the fans. Don't really want to compare it to Dante, but when Dante was here, fans were chanting his name. Dante was embracing the crowd after those post-game interviews. Mikal wanted nothing to do with the post-game interview. And that interview right there proved to me that stuff gets to this guy. Stuff gets to him. And so right now you got to put his face on a milk carton, right? And look, he does the little things well. Played solid defense last night. The intangibles. Thought he had some good defensive possessions last night. The intangibles, he does really well. But, I mean, we didn't all that is good. All that is great. But like I've been saying, he wants to make the perfect play every single time. Hockey passes last night. He wanted nothing to do with the basketball last night. Knicks will throw him the ball. He would look to pass. He would not look to the hoop. He did not want to shoot. And I'm sitting there like, bro, what is going on, man? Like, you don't want to shoot? Are the lights too bright? In these marquee matchups, him and Cat got to show up, man. You got to show up. Now it's going to be tough with Jalen. Thing that sucked about last night is that I believe we should have won that in regulation, and we would still have Jalen Brunson tonight. He wouldn't have got hurt if Tom Thibodeau can draw up a damn play. If he can just coach. And we'll get the Thibs. But going back to Mikal, it's like you need to hold his hand, right? It's like you need to hold his hand and tell him to go. Like, all right, have a good day. You got to graduate, man. It's New York. It's New York City. I know you were in Brooklyn. No expectations. Nothing over there in Brooklyn. But now you're in New York, and the spotlight is on you. And with Jalen Brunson out now, Mikal Bridges has to step up for this team. He does. He has to step up for this basketball team. Brooklyn Bridges. That's what they were calling him in Brooklyn. Brooklyn Bridges. Even the month of December. We remember the month of December, Mikal Bridges was awesome for this team. He just looks checked out. Like he don't even want to be on the court. Offensively, I don't know what is going on. And that leads me to Tom. Like, that leads me to Tom. Lamar, what's going on? Salute, Lamar. Appreciate you, Disc Rover. Salute to everyone in the chat. Chopping it up. Knicks, Clippers in about 50 minutes, an hour, give or take. But coaching, man, Tom Thibodeau. That's another, Look, me personally, I'm starting to lean towards like I think we're at a point where the Knicks need a new voice in the locker room, and I know they're not going to fire Tom Thibodeau right now today, but I think I'm at that point where the Knicks need a new voice in the locker room because look, Thibs did his job. Congrats, I love Thibs. He came in here, changed the culture. Great, but sometimes you need to, yeah, you need to move on. And look, there's been many scenarios where teams have moved on from coaches. You can go to Golden State. You can go to Toronto when they won the championship. They brought in a coach, they brought in a star. You can go to who else am I forgetting? Boston, right? Where they what's his name went into the front office, hired a new, up and coming coach in this league. And I think the Knicks are going to be at that point this summer. And I just think because the coaching is abysmal, like it's last night, especially like pointing in that game, everything was Jalen. It was all Brunson. And look, Brunson's great. He's been awesome in the clutch. But there's just no creativity, no adjustments, just Brunson carrying the load. It's like the play is Jalen Brunson, please save us. And when you have Karl-Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, when you got really good players on your team, the play shouldn't just be Jalen Brunson, please save us. It should be, let's run a play, let's run a motion, let's do something different, let's change it up. Right? Like the last play last night in regulation where Jalen Brunson, everyone knew Jalen Brunson was going to get the basketball. Everyone knew J.J. Redick was going to throw a double team at him. And what happened? J.J. Redick throws a double team at him. Brunson gives it to Hart. LeBron makes a good, contest to get Hart to take one more dribble. And then we all know, Hart didn't get the shot off in time. But look, Cat and Bridges just should be involved more. There's no reason why Bridges is shooting 6 field goal attempts. There's no reason why Cameron Payne is coming off the bench and shooting the same amount of field goal attempts as Mikal Bridges when Cam Payne is playing like 15 minutes. Mitchell Robinson, same amount of field goal attempts as Mikal Bridges. And Mikal, why are you passing the ball to Mitchell Robinson on a fast break? You think Mitch is going to Euro step or something? You think Mitch got a Euro step in his arsenal? So this team is at a weird spot is what I'm trying to get at, man, because it's like, look, you look at the record, they're still solid. And now you lose Brunson for, a long period of time. And, when Brunson went out the game yesterday, they tried to get the ball to Karl-Anthony Towns, but Deuce McBride just couldn't give it to him. And it turned into a Deuce McBride bad shot. And, just nothing was drawn up, I thought. And look, the offensive struggles, right? Since the All-Star break, guys, the Knicks are a bottom 5 in offense. Bottom 5 in offense. How? How is that possible? We remember November, December. Great. The New York Knicks offense was clicking on all cylinders. And now in March, since the All-Star break, they're bottom 5 in offense. I think in their last 3 games, they're shooting 26% from 3. What they have, like 2 threes yesterday, 1 3 yesterday in the second half. And now Brunson is out for the next couple of weeks, probably more. Like Loud and Clear says, probably a month. Right? Frustrating. Lamar says no offensive plays whatsoever. Isaiah says also, why can't Cat get a play drawn up for him when he's clutch? We traded for him, right? He's an all-star. Why can't we get that as well? Yeah, and to me that lies on, Tom Thibodeau has to, first of all, it came out today. I was listening to the Alan Hahn today, and he said Karl-Anthony Towns, let me just put this tweet in the chat for you guys. So everyone's banged up. He says the knee is not good, but he's fighting through it. He wants to play. That is Alan Hahn on Karl-Anthony Towns. Everyone is banged up on this team. And it kind of like reminds you, it's kind of giving you flashbacks of the last couple of years. It's like injuries are starting to, like it's March, it's April. Injuries are starting to come back again. Like it's starting to rear its ugly head. It's a trend. It's a trend now. Cat's banged up. Not saying Brunson's injuries is because of load, is because of the heavy minute load. I don't think so. It's just a freak play. But OG got a sprained thumb. Mikal's Iron Man. You know he's hurting. Everyone's hurting. Hart got something. So this coach has to evolve. In these next, however amount of games Jalen Brunson is out, I want Tom Thibodeau to evolve. I want Tom Thibodeau to start playing Tyler Kolek. I want him to just deviate from his plan. I think he has to play Kolek. I think tonight, he actually should start campaign and keep Deuce McBride off the bench, by the way. But I think Tyler Kolek needs to play, and Tyler Kolek is on his way to LA right now to join the Knicks because he was with the G League team in Texas. But I think Tyler Kolek has to play. And it's time, man. Kolek has shown you in the spurts that he is a really good playmaker, very savvy. It's like an old rookie. And, you know, he just is very savvy around the rim defensively. Can he get carved up? Yeah. Knicks can do some things, try to hide him here and there. But I think Kolek has to play. Great three-point shot this year. I think Tom Thibodeau has to implement Tyler Kolek. And I don't think I can. I don't think I could take his stubbornness anymore. I really don't. Because if we are without Jalen Brunson for, let's say, until April, and he doesn't just play the rook, get him out there, I don't know. I want to see some of that. What do you guys think? Loud and Clear says if we are lucky, it will be a month. Yeah. Loud and Clear says it's that time of the year. Every team is going through injuries, and every team has their way of dealing with it. We got to figure out our way. Knicks, I saw a stat on X. Knicks were actually, in terms of injuries, one of the teams in the league that has dealt with the least amount of injuries in the league. So, of course, I see that stat a couple days ago, and yesterday Jalen Brunson goes down. Poof, in a blink. It sucks, man. Jalen Brunson is just awesome to watch, man. I'm just upset that we can't watch Jalen Brunson dominate for pretty much the next month. But guys got to step up, man. It's time for Mikal Bridges to put on your big boy pants and get out there and ball out. No more excuses, Mikal. No more. You can't take 6 shot attempts in a marquee game and not be aggressive and not want the basketball. He just wants nothing to do with the basketball. He wants nothing to do. He wasn't even looking at the hoop yesterday, guys. He wasn't even looking at the hoop. Josh Hart played awesome yesterday on his 30th birthday, but time after time, again, Mikal's just passing it. He'll catch the ball, and he's open, a little bit of space, but yesterday he didn't want to shoot. Time to put on your big boy pants, Mikal, and get out there and I really want to see a big game from Mikal tonight. I really do. That's the guy who I'm looking for. I'm looking for Mikal Bridges to bounce back because now with Jalen Brunson out of the fold, there goes a high-usage player that is not going to have the basketball in his hands. And whether they start Deuce, I'm looking at the lineup, I'm waiting for the lineup to come out. Whether they start Deuce or whether they start Payne, I personally think Tom Thibodeau's going to roll with Payne. But, guys, thumbs up in the chat, man. It's time for Mikal Bridges to put on his big boy pants. This is New York, man. The Knicks jersey is the heaviest jersey in the league, and it's super heavy for Mikal Bridges, man. And your third or fourth option you can't take 6 shot attempts. You can't. And it's up to the coaching staff to get this man involved and instill some confidence in him. Bro, go out there and play a game. Go out there and just play freely, man. Stop worrying about the perfect play at all times. Please. Because the Knicks need this man. Hate bringing up what they gave up, but the Knicks Need him. Lamar said it's obvious Mikal has zero confidence in his game right now. This Rover says Mikal is doing fadeaway jumpers on Steph, who is half a foot shorter than him. That's his favorite shot, fadeaway mid-range jumpers. And, guys, this season, he's shooting extremely well on mid-range jumpers. Shooting a little bit low from three, a little bit low from above the break threes. He's not trusting his, he's no confidence in his shot right now. None. And the noise is getting to him. The noise got to him. Why do I say that? Is because a few games ago, post-game interview where he had a great game, 19 first quarter points, Mikal Bridges shut everyone up like he has done a few times this year. Just looked like he looked like he wanted to cry. Like he just looked out of it. Like, all right, like he just doesn't seem engaged at all. And that's not the Mikal Bridges I want to see. I want to see Mikal having fun, dancing. You know, that's the Mikal that we've been missing. And guys, he's on that milk carton. Fans are going to start coming for him. And the Knicks have a very interesting decision to make this summer where Mikal Bridges is eligible for an extension. And what do the Knicks do? If Mikal keeps playing like this, do you really think Leon Rose is going to sign him to that extension? Or do you think he's going to flip him for more pieces? You're not going to get the value that you traded for him. You're not going to get those 5 first-round picks. Yeah, I'll tell you this right now. You're not getting that back. You're not getting that back. So coming into the season, man, it's like a sequel to what am I trying to say? It's like a sequel to a great movie, Mikal Bridges, and it just completely flops. But I said it on the last pod. Like, he's been okay. Like, if you look at the numbers, if you look at his numbers, like, he's been fine. But it's just in these big games where he's just disappeared. It's like he's gone. Poof. No Mikal. No Mikal. Need a big game for Mikal Bridges tonight. Need a big game for Mikal Bridges tonight. Lana Clear says Mikal needs to prove he's strong enough to wear the heaviest jersey in the league. He does. And there's been games this year where he has shown you that, all right, that's the dude we traded those picks for. Just recently, a couple of weeks ago, we were saying that. Right? It's just inconsistent. You know, it's just inconsistent. And yesterday, look, I want to point out the good things. He did some intangible things yesterday. Had a great couple of defensive possessions. You know, had a great loose ball that he got. The Knicks just should have won that game, man. They just couldn't grab a rebound there in that fourth quarter. You know, every single loose ball the Lakers were getting, and then Luka crying, and you know, after every foul or non-call, Luka was crying. And they made some tough shots. Credit to them. But the Knicks offensively have been a tough watch. It's like I'm watching a high school team. Like lately is like in the fourth quarter, what they score like 14, 15 points in that fourth quarter. Just no flow, no rhythm, nothing. Nothing. And then I'm frustrated, as you can see. But I'm hoping they get back on track. I'm hoping they get back on track tonight, guys. I really am. Isaiah says, I want Christmas game Mikal back. Man, he was so happy when he played good that game. That's the Mikal back. That's the Mikal I want back so badly. Lamar says, gonna have to trade his ass and get what you can. You got to see how it looks in the playoffs, right? But if it looks more of the same, like playoffs is when the lights are brightest. That's when MSG is shaking, right? MSG is literally shaking. If you've been to a playoff game, like it shakes. And I'm just hoping Mikal Bridges can, you know, play up to that moment, because what he has shown you this year, he just hasn't. Like, yeah, you can do it against like Charlotte, like, yeah, Spurs. Nah, man, I want to see it against Cleveland, Boston, Lakers. Like, I need to see it. I need to see the dogs, man. Where are the dogs? Where are the dogs? How many dogs do you think we got on this team right now? Because right now, off the top of my head, I got Brunson, I got Mitch, I got Hart, I got Payne. Payne's a dog. Precious at times. Deuce can be a dog a little bit, but where the dogs at? Right? Mikal Bridges is more talented than Dante. He is. Right? Can we all admit that? But what Dante brought was a sense of toughness that Mikal Bridges doesn't have. You can't teach that stuff. You can't teach that stuff. Dante had MSG, OG the dog, loud and clear, yeah. Dante had blue and orange in his bloodline, like in his bloodstream. You cut Dante, it bled blue and orange, right? Big moments, wasn't afraid, going back and forth between the opponent, wasn't afraid. And it's just, this year you just haven't seen that. Brunson is, look, that's why I'm going to miss Brunson. Obviously, we all are. But where my dog's at, man? Your brony said, where my dog's at? Deuce is a dog. OG the dog. Yeah, man. One sad thing to note about Mikal is CP, the franchise, made a comment about when he and the crowd saw Mikal do a fadeaway and miss it. The crowd went silent. It's sad to see. Lamar says this is Mikal's opportunity right now. This is your opportunity, man. No Jalen Brunson. The Knicks are calling for you. What you got? What you got? Show me something. Show me something, Mikal. Go on a run. String together a few games where, look, it's a tough road trip. You know, you got Clippers on a back-to-back, Golden State, you know, Sacramento. It's a tough road trip, right? But it starts tonight again. It starts tonight. Show us something. This is Mikal Bridges' opportunity to, you know, kind of take the heat off of his back. Because right now the heat is on his back, right? And it's not just Mikal, right? I know Cat was like inefficient yesterday and just really wasn't, you know, LeBron and the Lakers did a great job with Karl-Anthony Towns. You put a smaller guy on Karl-Anthony Towns, it seems like he struggles with that smaller guy. You know, that's not Cat's game. I know he just wants to catch and shoot. He just wants to be a shooter. But at times, we just need him to go to the hoop. And look, he has had an amazing season. But the issue that a lot of Knicks fans have come to the conclusion is that these guys, if they're not showing up against, you know, the Lakers, the Cavs, the Celtics, then what gives you confidence that we're going to do anything in the playoffs? Like, what gives you any sense of confidence? And I think that's where a lot of Knicks fans have to disconnect a little bit. But, you know, Cat obviously dealing with some personal things on the side, and, you know, credit to him for getting out there. But, you know, and Alan Hahn said he's been dealing with a knee injury. He's banged up. In my opinion, guys, like, I was thinking today, like, I'm like, look, right now the Knicks are the third seed, right? Let's go to the standings. Once again, appreciate every single one of you in the chat. Knicks, Clippers in about 30 minutes. Tip-off, West Coast. Hate these West Coast games. Knicks are the third seed in the Eastern Conference. If the season ended today, your New York Knicks would be playing the Detroit Pistons. And man, oh man. I mean, that's a conversation for another day. But the way this Knicks team is playing, obviously without Jalen Brunson, man. But playing the Pistons. There was kind of a conversation today of, should the New York Knicks even want the third seed? Should they maybe want to get in that fourth seed? Right? Maybe take a step back a little bit, get in the fourth seed, avoid Boston in the second round, and then you get Cleveland in that second round. So instead of Boston in the second round, you get Cleveland. And I think a lot of people are falling in love with that idea because of what happened 2 years ago. But I'm here to tell you guys, Cleveland is not the same team as they were 2 years ago. So be careful what you wish for. But there's a part of me who gets it, who understands it. Like, yeah, you would fall back to the 4th seed. You avoid Boston in the second round. But then you're like ducking smoke, and you never, want to do that. But obviously, with no Jalen Brunson, you could just fall back. Look, Milwaukee's playing better, right? This way you face, right now, if the season ended today, you would face Indiana in the first round, and I think we would all sign up for a Knicks victory. And then you got Cleveland in the second round, and it's just tip the ball. Like, 7-game series, what you got? I think a lot of people are just looking at the Celtics and just want to avoid them at all costs. But right now, we should be worried about even just beating the damn Detroit Pistons. Like, what? Like, I don't. Like, there was a part of me who was like, why are we talking about the second round? Like, we should be worried about getting out the first round. Like, that should be our focus. Because if we don't get out the first round, it's bye-bye Tom Thibodeau. Appreciate everything you've done for me, for us, for the franchise, for the organization. Pulling us out the mud. Bringing the culture back in New York. Move to the front office, get some fresh blood in here, go to knock on Cleveland's door. Hello, Johnny Bryant. Would you want to be our head coach? Would you want to come back and be our head coach? We should have never let you walk out the door in the first place. So, yeah, the Knicks just that's kind of a talking point today that I was hearing. That, look, is it a bad idea? Is it a bad idea to go back to the 4th seed, and then you get Cleveland in the second round instead of Boston? It's not a bad look. I get it, but Cleveland is 53-10, man. They are not the same team as last year. They're not. So. But if you were to give odds, if you were to give chances, fully healthy Cleveland team and a fully healthy Boston team, I would say, I would want to play a fully healthy. I would want to play the Cavs. I still would. But be careful what you wish for. Right? Loud and Clear says, nah, we're not dodging any smoke. Smoke says we're going to lose anyway. Isaiah says, come on, Chad, let's be the hype man for Mikal going forward. He's hit rock bottom. There's only one way he can go from here. Let's go, Bridges. I love that. I love the positivity. Always love the positivity, but obviously had to open up the pregame. Kind of putting Mikal on a milk carton, right? He needs to, man. Especially with no Jalen Brunson. We need Mikal to step up. If Mikal Bridges goes out there in about 35 minutes and we see more of the same, 6, 7 shot attempts, not engaged. I mean, at some point, it's like, bro, what the heck are you doing out there, man, offensively? Because, look, we need him to score. We do. We need him to be aggressive, go to the line. I think he only has like 65 free throw attempts this year, career low, by far on pace to shoot a career low in free throws. Just not seeing no aggression, doesn't want to bang, doesn't want to get, draw contact, shies away from it. And yes, he shies away from it because he loves his little fadeaway mid-range in a mid-range area, and he's a great mid-range shooter. But honestly, I want to see more of that. I do. I just want to see more of that. And you got to hit your open looks. And it's more than Mikal, right? It's more than Mikal. Don't want to right now. Obviously the focus is on Mikal. But Dibs and the coaching staff got to get creative, man. Like, the assistants gotta start working now. You gotta start working now. Maurice Cheeks, you gotta start working, right? There's something. There has to be more creativity in this offense. There is, because since the All-Star break, bottom 5 offense in this league, and you see it. You saw it last night. It's baffling, honestly. It's baffling. So, Loud and Clear says the Pistons scare me. Yeah, man. Look, we're focused on, obviously the talk of the day was, is it so bad to fall to the 4th seed and get the Pacers in the first round and the Cavs in the second round. But Pistons, yeah, that's a bad matchup, man. They've beaten you, what, twice this year? So, look, that's why a lot of Knicks fans are nervous. That's why a lot of Knicks fans are pissed off. They already know how the movie ends, right? Last couple of years, the movies have ended where the New York Knicks have lost in the second round. And it just seems like it's getting back to that point. And that's why a lot of Knicks fans are pissed. They're pissed. Some are pissed off. Like I've been in spaces. I've been watching a lot of stuff, and I hear the frustration. I get it. I'm upset too. Last night I was upset, man. I couldn't sleep. Like 1:30 a.m. East Coast time. That's when the game ended. I couldn't sleep. I'm sitting there like I couldn't believe Mikal Bridges shot 6 field goal attempts. I could not believe it. He's a ghost out there sometimes. Ghost. So we need him to show up. No Brunson. You need someone to show up. Cat, Mikal, OG has been doing his thing. You know, Hart is being left open. Deuce got to be, yesterday, I think he missed a critical 3 in that fourth quarter. That kind of would have settled things down a little bit. Just got to hit your open shots, man. What did I say? 23% from 3 in the last 3 games. It's not going to cut it. 26% from 3 over the last 3 games the New York Knicks are. It's not going to cut it. It's not. It's not. HRM, what's going on, HRM? Appreciate you in the chat. If we're not firing Thibs, there better be an overhaul of our coaching staff. Nah. Nothing else matters. Like, we can overhaul our coaching. Like, we overhauled, like, Maurice Cheeks is new. Like, we like Johnny Bryant out the door. Thibs is he's the head honcho. He's the head snake. And, if it's more of the same this summer, I honestly think the Knicks should move in a different direction. If they, get bounced, definitely in the first round. But if the same thing happens again in the second round, and look, do you really foresee this Knicks team beating Cleveland or beating the Celtics? Let's be honest with ourselves. Do you really think this team can beat Cleveland or the Celtics? Let's be honest. Let's be real. The answer is no. Right? Unless something drastic happens. Unless we see this Knicks offense click, unless they drop 140 plus points in a series and then they shoot lights out and the opponent teams has a bunch of injuries, like anything can happen in a playoff series, right? But if we're being honest, you don't see them beating Cleveland. You don't see them beating the Celtics. And a lot of Knicks fans at this point don't see them beating the Detroit Pistons in the first round. Which I personally think they will, because that would be a low. Like, I don't even want to think about that, but I truly do think they could beat the Pistons, they could beat the Pacers, they could beat the Bucks, right? They could beat those teams in the first round. I'm worried, but I'm not really worried about that. I just want our captain healthy right now at this point. And what gets me upset is we shouldn't have even been at the point to get him hurt, man. Man, he means so much to this team. It's unreal. Unreal. For him to get hurt, shoot those free throws, tie the game. And then Deuce McBride comes in and Tom Thibodeau draws up a play where I don't even know what he's doing. Like, I don't even know what the play was. What was the play? Deuce was trying to get the ball to Karl-Anthony Towns. Trying to. Didn't feel comfortable getting the ball to Karl-Anthony Towns. Then Deuce takes a shot, misses it. It's like it. I need something better, man. I need something better from this coaching staff, especially from Tom Thibodeau. Need some more creativity. Man, oh man, 10-11. I should be doing a post game right now. We're doing a pregame. Staying up on this back-to-back 10 o'clock, 10:30 start tonight. Appreciate every single one of you guys in here. Subscribe, like. up here chatting about the New York Knicks as always. We've got a Discord, link is in the description. Also have a Patreon where I'm going over a bunch of film. This week's episode should be fun. You can become a member and you can get access to, me going over a bunch of film. There's going to be a lot of Mikal Bridges stuff in there, I'll tell you that much. But that's fun. I'm going to be growing that, and hopefully, some of you guys can become members. Appreciate the support as always. Let's hit some of these comments. What do you say? Calm Knight says no. Knicks can't beat Boston or Cleveland. Just Rover says heck no. L Figgy says the Cavs made some coaching changes, and then look. Yep. Cavs made coaching changes. Got Johnny Bryant. Stole Johnny Bryant from us. Their nucleus is pretty. They've been together for a couple of years, but they've added pieces around that nucleus. Obviously, Evan Mobley has taken a massive step. Donovan Mitchell's playing great. Darius Garland is playing great this year. But to me, that has to do with schemes. That has to do with coaching. That has to do with that. Look, obviously, credit to the players, but I think coaching is a big part of that. It is. And, I think that's where the Knicks are headed. And it's not a slight at Thibs, man. But I think it's kind of burning out a little bit. Right? It's kind of flaming out. It's kind of flaming out a little bit. You feel it. You feel it. El Figgy says, hell, we'll struggle against ATL. Could mean having a chance that and the games will be played so we can beat any team until we lose 4 out of 7. I'm not saying we beat the Cavs and the Celtics. Isaiah said need coaching to change, man. Cavs are fundamentally the same team from the past couple of seasons. It's just Kenny Atkinson transformed them, and that's why we need a new coach. Can't argue with you, Isaiah. I can't. A lot of people feel that way, and I'll tell you right now, I'm starting to feel that way too. Once again, Tom Thibodeau, love you, but sometimes it's just time, right? It's just time. Sometimes a new voice in that locker room does wonders. Really does. Dibs did his job tremendously. Did his job, came in there, changed the culture. And look, I feel like I'm writing the obituary, and, we still got a game tonight. We still got, 20 games left? 20 games left in this season, and we still got a playoff push. But, on March 7th, still a lot of work to do, and we kind of are predicting the way this movie ends. And it's unfortunate, but I still got faith in the team. I still do. Still got faith in the team. Because as long as we got number 11, we got a shot. And I've been saying that these last couple of years. As long as we got number 11, we got a shot. George, what's going on, George? Appreciate you hopping in here. Let Bridges play the point. Yeah, look, Bridges' usage is going to skyrocket. It's going to go way up, right? It should. I don't want to just say that. It should go up. Right now, his usage is at, I think, 70%. Should go up. Karl Anthony Towns obviously dealing with the knee injury. That has been hampering him. I'm wondering how he's going to look tonight, right? Clippers, what are they? Number 8 team in the Western Conference, right? 8th seed in the Western Conference. Obviously, they got James Harden. Let's go to the preview. The Intuit Dome. First game in the Intuit Dome for the New York Knicks. Let's go to... They average 110 points a game, 43 rebounds. They're a good rebounding team. Good assist team, 24 assists. 9 steals a game, 4.5 blocks. Turn the ball over quite a bit. They shoot 35% from 3, 79% from the free throw line. Pretty much like with no Brunson, you're going to have the lineups come out yet? I really want to see if Deuce is starting. Really want to see if Deuce is starting or is Campaign starting. Don't know. Oh, Miles McBride is starting. There we go. Hey now. Miles McBride is starting in place of Jalen Brunson. So Miles McBride is a starting point guard. So how does it look off the bench? No Mitchell Robinson. Dealing with, obviously, just coming back from injuries. Knicks don't want to push it. So McBride, Bridges, Anunoby, Towns, and Hart. Then you would have Campaign. Precious is back in the fold. And Landry Shamet. And which is why I would like to see Tyler Kolek. He's not with the team, but hopefully Tyler Kolek will get some sustainable minutes when he is with the team. I really want to see that. I really want to see Kolek sometimes run the offense a little bit, kind of, give us a different look, right? I feel like Kolek can't do that, and I'm really hoping Tom Thibodeau, puts his stubbornness aside and just let the kid play, man. Just let the kid play. You got 20 games left. Let Kolek do his thing. Just let him grow through mistakes. Let him make mistakes out there. Right? So Deuce is starting. Excited to see that, but it should be a tough one, man. It's a back-to-back, an emotional loss last night. So, I'm wondering how this Knicks team is going to open up. And I'm looking at number 25, Mikal Bridges, man. Show us something. Show us what you got. Show us what you got, please, Mikal. Just more aggressive. Get to your spots. Shoot it with confidence. If you're open, shoot it. Just last night, we saw a lot of passing from Mikal. A lot of passing. So I need to see Mikal do his thing. Johnson, what's going on? Says, I don't think any other team would pay 2 picks for Mikal Bridges. Yeah, I mean, again, weird season, man. Really weird season. Because they haven't had this good of a record through 62 games since, I believe the 97 season. And you're sitting there like, why is there so much disappointment? Obviously, there's expectations. You wanted this team to make it past 2 rounds, make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and from there it's house money. But what we have seen, this Knicks team, now you want to throw the Lakers in there. They're not playing well against their league competition, the best of the best. And last night they showed fight. It was a great game. Unfortunately, we were on the losing end, but guys got to show up in these big games. They do. And I believe from this point on, the Knicks have the 15th easiest schedule from this point on. So schedule's not hard. You just deal it with this West Coast trip. You just got to get through this West Coast trip. And then the schedule lightens up a little bit. Johnson says Bridges is definitely a big downgrade to Dante. You see, coming into the season, I didn't think so. I didn't think Bridges was a big downgrade to Dante, but what I've learned is you can't teach heart, man. You can't teach that toughness that Dante brought, and that's what we miss. Dante wasn't afraid to shoot. Dante DiVincenzo would have took like 15 threes last night. He played so well alongside Jalen Brunson. And you figure Mikal Bridges was going to come in here and replicate that. Do the same. And I would say out of 100%, he's done that 30% of the time. Dante would have took like 10 threes last night. Let it fly. He don't care. Let it fly. This man broke the single season 3-point record for a reason. Dante. Right? And a lot of Knicks fans are pointing to Mikal like, look, we should have just kept Dante. It was a different trade, though. Alan Hodd said it on this radio station today. The Knicks should do everything possible to get Dante back this summer. That's going to be a hard one. But I still have faith in Mikal, man. I do. He's had great games this year. It's just in these marquee matchups, he's just been a ghost, man. He's been a ghost. Heaviest jersey in the league, the New York Knicks uniform. And right now, it looks too heavy for Mikal Bridges. We haven't gotten our money's worth ladies and gentlemen. We haven't gotten our money's worth. That's for sure. Isaiah says this team is such Jekyll and Hyde, man. When they click, they look unbeatable. When they're not, it's really terrible. El Figgy says Dante complimented Jalen Breder. His three-point shot spreads the defense and opens lanes for JB. Yeah. And Mikal shooting his second worst three-point percentage of his career. That's, you got to hit your shots, man. You got to hit your shots. So I'm excited to watch the guys tonight. I really am. Last night kind of left a bad taste in our mouths, but it's the beauty of the NBA, right? A new opportunity, back to back. You can kind of forget about last night if you come out and win tonight, have a big win in the Intuit Dome, the new stadium for the Clippers, and we can get back on track. Let's get back on track because we're looking at this team right now and it's just, I don't know. Calm Night says we win it tonight, though. Yes. I love the faith. I do love the faith. So you got the Clippers tonight. Let's go to this Clippers roster. Let's see what they're working with. See what they're working with. They're kind of big. Oh. All right, let's go to their last game where they beat the Pistons at home. Good game from them. NBA.com, bro. Come on. I'm just trying to get to the box score. What's going on? All right. They got Bogdan Bogdanovic. They got Batum, who Brunson owned in the playoffs. They got Zubac. They got Chris Dunn. They got James Harden. They got Drew Eubanks, Kobe Brown, Jordan Miller. Is what's his name hurt for them? I think they're dealing with injuries. Let me go to the Clippers. Are they full go? Are the Clippers full go tonight? Trying to see who's available for the Clippers. Is Kawhi back? Let me know in the chat. Yeah. Clippers start at 5. James Harden, Chris Dunn, Kawhi Leonard, Nick Batum, and Zubac. So, obviously James Harden will probably be guarded by, who would you put on Harden? Would you put Mikal or would you put, I think I would put Mikal on Harden. And I would put OG on Kawhi. And obviously, as the game progresses, you can obviously switch that because OG bigger body. I don't know if Kawhi is still on a minute restriction. Obviously, he's still a good player in this league, but that's going to be interesting. Chris Dunn, good young player in this league. Nick Batum, and they got Zubac down there, down low. Look, it's not going to be an easy game. It's not going to be easy because we're dealing with a lot of injuries. We're shorthanded. Jalen Brunson out, Mitchell Robinson out. So, it's going to be a team effort. This is one of those games where you look at it. I think it's going to be a team effort, and I think this got to come out strong. They got to come out strong, move the ball, move the basketball, shoot it if you're open, and we just go from there. Right? We just go from there. Hopefully, offensively in the second half, we can improve and just get quality looks and just start hitting our threes. Because, say what you want. You could talk about, Mikal, this and that. But if you're going to shoot 26% from 3 in these last 3 games, you're not going to win. That's not even league average, right? It's not even league average. So the Knicks just have to hit their open looks and have to get back to, just playing as a unit. And I want to see how Cat comes out tonight. I want to see how he relax. But a Cat, I think, should have a good game tonight. I think he really should have a good game tonight. Karl-Anthony Towns is my player of the game. I really think that he should have one of those games where, 25-15, something like that. I think Cat could have a good game. And we just want to see more from Bridges. And, obviously Deuce now in the fold for the starting gig. And you want to see him hit his open looks. But it's going to be a tough game. It's not going to be easy. But all in all, strap in. LPC, yes, yeah, Kawhi's starting. Isaiah says, I'm getting to the point where everyone who names not Jalen Brunson is on the trading block. Isaiah, we got to calm down Isaiah in the chat, man. We got to win tonight to calm down Isaiah. Let's calm things down. Let's get a win tonight, get back on track. Let's get back on track, man. I was about to say I'm confident, but I'm not. I'm going to be honest, I'm not. Like, total transparency. I'm not. But Loud and Clear says OG and Josh might play the whole game. They might. But we got to watch it with these injuries, man. We got to watch it because it's getting down to the crunch time, man. You don't want to push these guys. Expand your rotation. Maybe sprinkle in some. I don't even think Daddy is with the team. Maybe he's coming with Kolek. He's been in the G League. He played yesterday in the G League. So just show us something. Show us something tonight. All right, guys, enjoy the game. Appreciate every single one of you hopping in here, tuning in for the pregame show. I said what I had to say. Enjoy the game. Appreciate the support. Once again, Discord link is down below. I'll be in the Discord talking throughout the whole game. Obviously, I see a lot of you guys in there already. Once again, appreciate the support. Enjoy the game. Let's go Knicks, man. JB, get healthy soon. We missed you already. All right, guys. Catch you guys next time. Enjoy the game. Peace.